Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of Chamber Spotlight through the Marlborough Regional Chamber of Commerce. You might be surprised to see me introing the show. I'm Ryan Maliar. I'm the Executive Director at WMCT-TV, but I have someone very important that I'd like to introduce on the show today, and he, of course, will be continuing on to be hosting this show in the future, and that person is no one other than the new President and CEO of the Marlborough Chamber of Commerce, Steve Messineo. Welcome to your own show, Chamber Spotlight.
Thank you, Ryan. It's great to be here and be on the other side of the chairs here, I guess, being the one getting interviewed instead of doing the interviewing. So thank you.
Yeah, I have to switch back and forth all the time. I don't even know who I am anymore sometimes. But I want to get to know you a little bit better. And this is great because I really don't know you very well. And of course, I was doing all my LinkedIn searching yesterday, and I found your profile, as business people do. You find their profile. And your career history just was very interesting to me because I see that you are a doctor of physical therapy, but now you've made a very big transition. You've made a transition into IT, I believe, and now into this chamber role. Can you just give me a little nutshell version of your career?
Yeah, absolutely. So I got into physical therapy, probably back in 1995. I actually blew out my knee playing basketball. And I always had an idea of wanting to get into the healthcare world. I had graduated from UMass and really wasn't doing anything in that realm. Blew out my knee and had some friends in a PT program in Northeastern at the time. And so between them and learning about what they did and what they were getting into, as well as getting exposure to a great mentor at a physical therapy clinic that I was going to rehab, I got interested in the business and ultimately went back to school for it. Got my doctorate in physical therapy from Mass General Institute of Health Professions, and decided that after a couple of years of working for another practice, I wanted to do my own thing, and I opened up my first clinic in Shrewsbury. Fast forward almost 20 years later, and we had clinics in Sterling and Marlborough. And Marlborough, when we opened in 2019, that's how I got involved with the Marlborough Regional Chamber of Commerce, became a member, got to know Rob Schlachter very well, and started getting active in the chamber as a result. In 2020, a pandemic rocked the world, including ours, and there were some things coming out of the pandemic that were going on within our practice, including just some staff challenges and just the industry challenges that I didn't like anymore, and kind of had in my mind that maybe it's time to move on and get out of the field. And so found a buyer. They bought my practices, and I moved on to doing IT managed services. And you might think, well, why that? The company I had been working for, Satara Systems, and I do some consulting for them still from time to time. They're owned by a friend of mine, good friend of mine, and we've known each other for years. In fact, we were clients of theirs in the PT practice. And he asked me to come on and be his sales and marketing director and build out a marketing process and a sales process, which he never had. And I had a lot of experience doing that, not only in our PT business, but also I'd done some business coaching work as a business coach on the side during my years of ownership of the PT clinic. So had a lot of experience doing that, helped him out for a couple of years. And then as I got more involved with the chamber, I became chairman of the board for the previous year and a half. I was the chairman once the previous chairman, Tim Nelson, stepped down. And, got developed even more relationships with Rob and the rest of the board members and the chamber members as a result. Got to see the workings of it and the value proposition that the chamber offers to its members. And ultimately, we went through a candidate search process. Didn't really find anybody that was, ready to step up in the way we wanted them to. And ultimately, I realized there was an opportunity here for me, and based on my background, and threw my name into the hat, and everybody agreed that it'd be a good fit. So here I am as president.
You're making this interview too easy for me. I don't even have to ask any of my questions. You're just going right through. But I wanted to circle right back to what you were saying, that you served as the chairman of the Marlborough Regional Chamber of Commerce. And you had been a member of the chamber for many years prior. Mm-hmm. So coming into this position, you have a real clear understanding, I'm imagining, of the specific strengths and needs of this Marlborough area. Mm-hmm. Can you elaborate on what some of those strengths might be?
Well, I think the strengths in the community, in the Marlborough community, as well as in the chamber community itself, is that it's tight knit. There is that camaraderie that people want and have as a result of just the desire to do business with each other in this region. And it seems that came through pretty quickly as I became a member and just started getting myself integrated. There's that. I guess the legwork you need to do to build trust and earn trust and do the right thing. And people want to see that you're giving as much as you're getting. And I think that's a good thing. I think that's a positive thing for our community. And I think that's one of the strengths is that we take care of each other as long as we take care of each other when it comes down to it.
How about the flip side of that coin? What are some of the challenges that maybe are affecting Marlborough, this region specifically? And do you have any big ideas coming in this new role? Any big plans?
Yeah, I think, I haven't got as much information as I'd like to in terms of Marlborough. I do know it's a constantly growing community. We're looking to bring in new business. I love that about it. I think there are some challenges to that, especially within the downtown area that obviously the city is trying to resolve, and hopefully that they resolve in a way that's both positive for the community members as well as the businesses that want to come in and be part of this region. But overall, I think when we talk about the chamber, the opportunity for us is to engage even more and provide even more value than we currently are. There's a wealth of different things I'd like to add in terms of programs and services that allow the chamber members to really feel the value that they have from investing in our membership, and that's important to me. Making sure they see the value proposition, make sure they're getting communications from us, and not just email or social media, but actually real people, talking to them and making sure that we're helping them one way or another in their businesses.
Wonderful. Now, when I hear commerce and Chamber of Commerce, I think of the song from Cabaret, "Money makes the world go around the world." but you're saying that there's so much more than just the money side mm-hmm. of things, and you have the whole motto here for the chamber. It's network, refer, and grow. Mm-hmm. Can you elaborate on each of those?
Sure. I think the networking piece is really about connecting and getting the membership to engage with each other. Mm. And whether it's coming together through referral groups or our events, we offer multiple events every month, and some really great large events throughout the year that give people that opportunity to get to know one another and develop relationships that ideally will be fruitful for their business in one way or another. Refer obviously is the hey, you develop those relationships, you do a good job, you make connections that are real and authentic, then likely you're going to get referrals. You're going to get those people that like, and trust, and they know, like, and trust you, passing business, and that's part of the idea. And then grow is really the top piece here. There are a lot of our members who find it challenging maybe to get out to our networking events and make those connections. So what other ways can the chamber support them in their growth? And that's where we're trying to add some new things, but also have some great vehicles in place that allow the members to do that one way or another. Our marketing initiatives that we put out for members are we have a couple of cost savings programs that allow them to reduce their expenses in different areas of their business. We have a health insurance program that is really unique and something that people could take advantage of, and instead of investing in the traditional way of health insurance. So there's a lot of these type of things that we can put out there, and we're going to put out there, that will be supportive in other ways than the traditional networking and referring that a lot of other chambers, including ours, do.
Speaking of growing, How is the size of this chamber compared to other chambers in other regions? Because we had that awards night the other night, which was fantastic, by the way. Yep. And that hall at the hotel was packed. It was packed, and it just felt great to do all that networking, and even in a more casual, relaxed atmosphere, just see all the different groups. Just a sampling of the groups that are involved in the chamber. Is a chamber in a healthy place right now, or are we looking to really grow and get more businesses involved?
Yeah, so I think that's a great question. I think the chamber is in a healthy place, but I think we have room to grow.
Always room to grow.
Room to grow, and room to bring in some really impactful businesses that will make a difference for all the members involved. And I think there are a lot of businesses in the Marlborough region that are not aware of what we do and how we do it, and maybe need to have that education and be able to make an informed decision to join our membership. And I think once they do, they'll see what we're all about and want to stay with us. There's a challenge of even those people who've been involved that we've done a lot for, that, for some reason or another, they're still hesitant about renewing their membership. And so, and I think that comes from, again, our process in being able to communicate with them more on a regular basis in a personal way, so that they are feeling like, hey, I'm making an investment as a member. I'm getting the attention that I need in my business and the support I need in my business, and I'll continue to support the chamber as a result. We need to do a better job there. That's where part of the growth opportunity exists, and I'm looking forward to putting that in play.
What were your thoughts on hosting your first ever Chamber Awards?
I had a lot of fun. I think it was great to see the room packed, as you said. We had a great meal. We had everybody was enjoying themselves. You could see that across the board. I appreciate everybody came and dressed up in the various Star Wars characters in our May the 4th Be With You themed event. And I think
so. Is that a personal passion? Are you a big Star Wars head or fan?
Well, I am a bit of a Star Wars geek, no doubt.
Yeah.
But it was funny that I kind of came into the position and that had already been established that was going to be the theme. So when I started,
so whether you loved it or whether you hated the theme, don't blame Steve.
Exactly.
I thought it was a lot of fun.
But it was fun being the only guy coming in as Darth Vader and doing that. That was good. That was fun for me, and I enjoyed just being able to honor our members who won the various awards for the year, and be able to shake their hand and congratulate them and give them recognition they deserve for how they support the community, how they support the people that their customers and everything else they do for the Marlborough community. I think that was great, and I was just pleased with the turnout and the great feedback that I received. So it's onward and upward from here.
Awesome. Well, Steve, welcome to what is now your show, and not just your show. It is the whole chamber. The whole chamber really owns and takes credit for this show. This is really a platform that has been used to support so many different businesses and organizations that are chamber members. And thank you for continuing to carry on the torch. And I know we've got a whole bunch of guests lined up right outside for your first go at hosting.
Yeah, no, I'm looking forward to it. And I thank you guys for all the work you do in helping us put this out and support our members using these videos. I think it's a wonderful vehicle, and I certainly is a great part of our membership. And I hope more of our members take advantage of working with you guys to put these videos out there, because the community needs to know about what a great chamber and great businesses we have in it.
And this isn't too scary at all. It's just having a conversation, and you have to ignore the lights and the microphone and right in front of you. But once you get going, it's just a fun little conversation.
It's a piece of cake.
Don't be intimidated. Well, Steve, welcome to your show. And that brings us to the end of another episode of Chamber Spotlight with the Marlborough Regional Chamber of Commerce. Stay tuned for some other fantastic guests.